So today is a bit of a special one because I've asked all of my audience, my community here on YouTube to basically ask me anything. Any questions that you guys are curious about. So this video is going to be all about that, and I think there's going to be a few surprises down the line. So please join me in this episode number 29. If this is the first time that we meet, my name is Harvey Newman and I'm a professional animator, and I like to share my passion for animation here in this channel with all of you. As I was thinking about ideas for new episodes, I realized that throughout all this time I've been giving you guys these videos about content that I think is the best for the channel, but I have never really interacted with you guys in a way of actually asking you guys to ask me anything. And hopefully this will serve to give you guys a better understanding of what is this person, Harvey Newman. Aaron asks, what were the films, TV shows, and other media that inspired you to become an animator? And what were your 3 favorite animation movies? Okay, I actually saw, I'm gonna be cliche here. Toy Story, like most animators of around my age, was the one movie that kind of changed my view about animation, that I thought, maybe I can do this. Maybe in 3D, I can actually do animation and be an animator. And I've always been inclined to liking tech a lot. So for me, it was like tech and animation together, combined in one. That sounds like a dream to me. I also watched Black Cauldron. I remember that was the first movie that I went to see in the cinema with my godmother. And the magic of going to the cinema and seeing an animation movie was like, was insane. So that was maybe the one before Toy Story that mainly got me thinking about animation and loving animation more than anything. In relation to TV shows, I think Batman the Animated Series is the TV show that got me thinking the most about, wow, this medium is really impressive. Even though I used to love Transformers and G.I. Joe growing up and stuff, or Thundercats as well. I used to love Thundercats. It was much more cool, but not this stuff is amazing. One that no one really mentions very much that I thought it was incredible was the Gargoyles. I remember watching that as well when I was late teen, and I was like, this stuff is amazing. Someone put a lot of care into it. Okay, next question. 3 favorite animation movies ever. That is a very tough question to answer because the animation keeps on transforming and changing and just being better and better. And for example, the latest Spider-Man movie, Into the Spider-Verse, that movie was just something else. So it's very difficult for me to say that is not one of my top 3. But if I were to say before that movie happened, what were my top 3 animated movies? I think I would say Owl's Moving Castle, for sure, Studio Ghibli. That was the one that actually got me thinking about Studio Ghibli in a whole different way. I love that movie so much. I think the creativity behind it, it's just something else. Nothing can match it. The Incredibles from Pixar. By far my favorite animation movie from Pixar, mainly because it involves superheroes and animation, and those two things together, since I like comics as well, were perfect marriage. And then I think I grew into it and I didn't really like it automatically, but that was maybe Ratatouille, my 3rd most liked movie. Brad Bird, I really like him as a director. I think he's one of the most creative directors out there. He puts so much love into his craft, and I really have a lot of respect for the man and his creative process. And I think he's very much akin to a Steven Spielberg in terms of the creativity behind the movies. Those 3 movies, I think, those 3 movies were pretty much spot on. So the next question comes from Abdur, and he basically asks how much time did it took me to learn the animation craft until I landed my first job. So that is actually it's a very long story, so I cannot go into details right now because I'll be here forever. But basically, as I've said in other videos before, I did my university animation specialist course and I got my degree, and then it took me up to 2009 to find a job. So it took me about 3 years to kind of find my first job. During those 3 years, I was just working hard to learn the actual craft of animating, because I felt that I really didn't quite understood it when I finished university. I really didn't know how to animate, to be honest. And finally, a company called Eurocom that no longer exists, unfortunately. They hired me as a junior animator. And that's where the story started. But I actually been in the games industry longer than that, because since 2003, I think, I was doing QA. So all that time, since 2003 until 2009, I've been doing like QA non-stop for different companies, different games. So the love for games has always been there. The love for animation was always there. It's just that it took me a long time to get into the industry. So I can completely relate to the people out there, because I know how hard it can be. And I know that the vision that you have of the industry outside is very different than the vision that you have of the industry inside. The next question is something that two people asked in different ways, which is Hamza and Daniel. And it's to do with people trying to get a job in Europe from outside of Europe, where it's very difficult to get in. If you actually want to get into the US, if you actually want to get into Europe, games industries, movies, whatever it is. So if you think about someone that actually wants to get into the industry that is American and is trying to apply for Walt Disney, that person will most likely need a little less talent that you need to have in order to make it there. Because what happens is that companies see an employee not only because of the skills they have, but by how easy it is to get them to start working for them. So the best way for you to put yourself in the best position possible, by you having such a killer portfolio, such a killer understanding of the craft, if they look at your show reel and it's really, really strong, they're not trying to fit you into one of these slots that is like, quick, let's get him in. Basically, they're saying, this guy is special, we know he's special, we know that he would have a place here with us, he would actually bring so much to the team, then we are willing to wait for him to come over and actually start working for us. That's basically where you want to put yourself in. Russell asks, do you have any dream projects, like something you like to work on if you had your own studio? Another great question. And I'm guessing now some of the things that go through my mind, and this is not dreams per se, it's just ideas that I have in my mind, is actually to hopefully one day make a short, be a director, have a nice, really strong script, have really, really strong storyboarding, and basically create something special out of that, and spend a good year or two just working hard with a team of people that I really enjoy, and then going to town and making sure that we make an amazing short film, 5 minutes maybe, and making sure that that time is condensed into something that is gold. That is one of the things that I would like to do one day. The second thing is to hopefully, I would like to create my own indie game some way, somehow. Nothing big, something small. The best projects that I've been in the industry has always been in small teams, and just like create something special with the amazing people, something that feels good to play, that has a narrative to it, something that it's special in its own way. There's so many indie games out there that are like super incredibly special, and the industry is so new. There's so much potential to do so many things. So yeah, I think those two things will be something that I can see myself doing over the next 10, 20 years, let's say. Next question. And Owen asks, are you a religious person? And if so, what religion and beliefs would you align yourself with? I grew up as a Catholic, but that was because it was kind of a given to me, like, you need to be this. And I'm like, well, I guess everyone is, so you kind of do it because you're a kid. I consider myself nowadays more than a Catholic, a Buddhist. All the practices that I've done that are Buddhist really align with me right now as a person that I am, and they really make me a better person as I go in. I believe in karma, and not karma in the way that everyone just says karma out there, but karma in the way that almost like a score system, a point system, almost like a game. So the more good you do unto others, the more karma points you get, and the more karma points you get, the more good stuff happens to you. Since the very beginning, since I actually discovered Buddhism and I've been practicing that, I really think that is true. And I don't know how it works, I just know that it does. And obviously as I grow older and older, I'm sure things will change, but that is basically where I am right now. Buddhist, I meditate every night, and I think it genuinely clears your mind, and yeah, it's just a beautiful thing. If you guys are interested in more of this stuff, more of this talk and how it affects animation, I'll be more than happy to do a full episode talking about how Buddhism actually kind of benefits you as an animator. So that was all that I had for you guys. I hope this video, being a little different, being a Q&A, was interesting enough for you guys and you guys took something valuable from it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please feel free to subscribe if you like the content and leave a like. Likes really help. And now that we're talking about likes, like, I don't have any other source of actually spreading the word on the channel except for you guys that watch my channel. So if you know someone that might enjoy this content on this channel, either because they are a fan of animation or they want to be an animator or any other reason, then please spread the channel, give them the link, talk about the channel, send them over here. And I really appreciate that, because you guys are the only way that I have to spread the word on the channel. So having said all that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And until then, stay well, stay safe. Peace. Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Welcome to episode number 29. Let's see how this sounds. Let's see how it looks.